All right, everybody, welcome back. It's the Man in the Basement, episode 21, let's say. All right, great show today. You notice we have a unique addition to the basement. With me today is Tomiko. The topic of the show today will be entertainment. Tomiko is an entertainer, such as Deacon Cassidy from the back. Tomiko, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
About myself. Well, what would you like to say besides...
How did you get started in entertainment? You're from Las Vegas, correct?
Right, but I was in California, but not in LA. I was in the Bay Area. I was a school teacher.
Okay.
Yes,
Just remember, you got to speak up a little bit so
yes.
the mic can pick up.
It's just, so I realized that as a teacher, I wasn't really digging that, and decided...
Hates kids.
No. I just don't like... I don't like the administration.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
I don't like the administration. I like the kids. I just didn't like that. So I had someone suggest that I become a model. And so I was like, yeah, right, I'm short. I'm only like 5'3 3/4". Okay, I'm not even 5'4".
That's being generous. That's being generous.
So anyway, I'm like thinking, and I think at the time I was 30, and I was like, I'm a little old. And
When you're short, just use centimeters and stuff, and it'll throw people off.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
189 centimeters. What?
Well, then I thought, well, there's no room for me to be in the modeling world. Are you kidding me? I think about models being like fashion models, right? So I go to San Francisco, and some agent picks me up, and a good agent at that. And so she decides she wants to send me out for print work. Loves my look because I'm part Japanese, and I got some European blood, German,
Racially
Hungarian.
ambiguous.
Yes, exactly. And so she started
That's what they
sending
used to
me
say
out.
in the biz.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
I guess they could put me in different categories, like...
She's a Native American.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they did.
Yeah.
And so then she was like, wow, you have such a good look commercially. I'd love to take, I want to send you out for commercials. And so I don't want to look like an idiot going to an audition and not knowing what to do. So I started to take these commercial acting classes over there, and I started landing stuff. And
Nice.
then I started taking acting classes, and I started landing stuff. And so I submitted for LA. And I was getting auditions over there, and I didn't even live there. So I was like, people told me you have to live where the action is, so I moved to LA.
Ugh, big mistake.
Expensive.
Yeah.
So then I was like everybody else, working part-time as a bartender, to
Right.
make ends meet
Right,
once I moved to LA. So, but you know what?
I work at Hooters.
Yeah.
But, I'm really an actress. Trust me.
Actually, it was more
Here's
of a...
my headshot.
It was more of a dive bar, so I don't think anyone even walked in
We're
there
going to talk about that a little bit. Yeah.
Redondo Beach, that's where I was.
Redondo Beach, nice. Was your roommate sold weed or something? You had some sketch roommate or
No,
something?
I actually lived in Playa del Rey. I lived in a really nice area, which explains why I had to have a part-time extra job, to help.
Yeah, for sure.
To pay for rent.
Well, I'll tell you that's a great origin story. We're gonna go deeper. We're gonna go further. We're gonna pull the thread a little bit, pull this yarn. But I have a similar origin story.
Okay. All right.
1999, I want to say. There's a modeling competition. They come to Boston. Okay. And I sign up. I go in. And I get selected. There's 1,000 candidates or whatever, thousands of them. And I get selected. And then I go to Rhode Island for the more focused selection.
That's where they put you in the basement with other people?
No, I was actually staying at a buddy's house. He went to college in Rhode Island. It was a crappy house. Anyway, so you go to this hotel for the final selection. It was almost like, do you remember what was that show in the 80s? Star Search.
Oh yeah, I remember Star Search. Oh my gosh. That's dating me right now.
Don't worry, I watched it too. So it was the late 90s version of Star Search.
Oh no.
And I won the thing. Well, there was 10 of us that got selected. And then they were like, do you want to go to San Francisco? Because a company in San Francisco wanted me. Or they were like, do you want to go to New York? And I was like, oh, I'll go to New York. It's
Okay.
closer to my home. And same thing, kind of. You go to New York, you meet the agency. But unlike you, I was the tall white guy.
Okay.
So every, the the go-see. The go-see. You bring your portfolio. And they were like, we have 100 tall white guys. And I was like,
so you're like generic.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. And they were all good-looking guys, and and this is in the height of the Abercrombie and Fitch kind of. You had to have the six-pack.
You had a six-pack?
I had it all, baby.
Oh, really?
I'll show you a photo. And I would shave my chest and because you had to be hairless. in those days.
Oh wow.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. The models today have it. You can be skinny. You can be transgender. You can be anything. In those days, you had to fit a certain mold, and you had to have that cropped haircut with the American Crew hair gel and all that stuff. And so yeah, like you, I started subsidizing my income with dive bars and stupid. I got booked. I got booked for Abercrombie one time, and I hated it. It was like they sent you out to the middle of nowhere, and it was very homosexual. Hey, I'll tell you something. So you're in the middle of nowhere. They have porta potties for bathrooms and a couple vanity stations, where I didn't apply makeup, but the boys wore makeup.
Okay. You didn't wear any makeup?
No, they applied. I didn't put it on. And the body oil, all this stuff. So the guy comes up. This is a true story. This is actually pretty embarrassing, but it's going to relate to a further story.
Okay.
So he comes up, and I'm excited. I'm like, this is major. This is big time. I made it, right? And he hands me the wrestling high school,
the outfit? Yes.
He's like, put this on. And I'm like,
oh, gosh.
And then he gives it to another guy, and he's like, you put this on. And he goes, in this scene, you guys are going to be, and I was like, dude, no. I was like, I said to the other guy, I said, if you touch me, I'm punching you in the face. And he was like, the other guy goes, I was just going to say the same thing to you. And it was super tight. And oh my God, I was like, this is gay. I was like, I hate this so much. But this is what you signed up for. And you weren't making that much money. You're only getting a couple $100, maybe
really?
You made $1,000, maybe.
Oh my gosh!
But your rent in New York is so expensive that I never saw the money. It would just went away, and so they send me home on a bus like the next day or something, and my agent calls me and he's like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "Dude, they wanted me to do this gay wrestling thing," and he's like, why didn't you? I was like, I did it. I took I don't think they ever used the footage. He's like, well, they don't want to work with you again. And I was like, fine. And then I started doing J.C. Penney.
That's more your speed.
I loved it. Because you never took your clothes off.
Yeah.
You could be overweight.
You can hide all that stuff.
Yeah, you can hide everything. You're just wearing khaki pants and a shirt like this. And the shoots were so fast and you got the same money.
Yeah.
I loved it. And that's kind of where my modeling career kind of ended, because I don't think the agency was making a lot of money. I think it was just mostly my benefit, and agencies hate that. So that's when I started comedy.
Oh, okay.
And hence, this fabulous show was born.
This is where it all happens. The magic.
This is where I'm supposed to be. I went from Abercrombie to the basement with Tomiko. in a basement.
I've made it now. I've made it big.
IMDb, put it on your resume.
I've got to put this on my resume. I've made it to the basement.
This is the apex show of all of Hollywood. And you're in LA. Now you're in LA. Yeah. We never reveal the location of the basement, but people do know it's in LA.
Yeah, well, we don't want to have like paparazzi or anything, right? With my sunglasses.
Groupies.
So,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm done with that. I'm done with that lifestyle. So let me tell you this. Let me ask you this. What is your most favorite, aside from the basement, most favorite entertainment moment? Like, did you work with somebody other than Deacon, Cassie, and myself?
What my most favorite?
Like a Hollywood movie that you were proud to be on, or like TV show.
This doesn't
Did
even have to do
you meet a
with.
celebrity on set that you were like,
yeah.
oh, this is pretty cool?
Well, the highlight. Well, this was a modeling thing, but one of my highlights. There's a lot of highlights. Leonard Nimoy reached out to me. Okay,
rest in peace, Spock.
I thought I was being punked at first because I get this email from Leonard Nimoy, and I'm like, "There's no way." And I go to the website, and it's Leonard Nimoy's website, and I'm like, "No way." He has me go to a go-see in.
If you don't know who
Beverly
Leonard
Hills.
Nimoy is, he's Spock, the dude with the ears from Star Trek, the original.
So yeah,
He's also a singer, and he's from Massachusetts.
Okay, well, because I had a portfolio in one model place, and I had a lot of really amazing pictures because I had a lot of amazing photographers, and he had a profile on there. So I go into the office, and his assistant's there, and I talk to Leonard Nimoy, and I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
I had to be like, because I'm a total Trek freak, so I was like, okay, you got to be
Is that your
professional.
secret shame? You're a Trek freak?
Well, I mean, I had to be professional and act like I wasn't excited, but I was like, inside, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Leonard Nimoy, okay? And so he talks about his project. He wants to do these like statue type, you're a statue kind of thing project.
Human statue?
Yeah, like for a photo shoot. So I was like, sweet.
People don't know if because you're being humble, right? Tomiko's body looks like a Greek god. Like
Oh, God.
she's absolutely ripped, absolutely shredded. She could have been Abercrombie and Fitch, dude. But yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's sweet. That's
Yeah,
very
no,
kind
you're
of you,
ripped.
sir.
But you have to give a little pretense so they know what you're talking about.
Okay, I don't know, like.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm not gonna match you because I haven't worked out in about 10 years.
Oh, we're not gonna have like a flex off
No,
here.
it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Not gonna happen.
So Leonard Nimoy, his assistant says,
That was awesome.
Mr. Nimoy, would you like me to take a Polaroid of her, when I was leaving the go-see? And he goes, no, you don't need to, I know who she is. So I was like, holy cow, okay. And then he had my cell phone number, and then 2 days later, I get a call on my cell phone.
Can I just time out right there?
Yes.
Just for the audience. When somebody knows who you are, the difference in the audition is crawling through broken glass to be lifted up on a velvet pillow. Like, I'm skipping this. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. So he calls me a couple days later, and he has another project he wants to work on. And he has his son-in-law actually helping him be an assistant. And I went to his freaking house, okay? To
What?
do some photo shoots there, yeah. Beautiful house.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're shooting around, and then afterward, and he pays me too on top of it.
Dope.
I was like, asked me how much, my rate was and this and that, and I'm like, wow. And then he goes, would you like to stay and have lunch with me and my
Was
wife?
Nimoy
And
a freak a little bit? Was he into that?
No, not at all. A total
Okay.
gentleman and totally nice to his staff. And so I had lunch in their backyard of this beautiful house
Nice.
and got to see how nice he is with his staff. And then he's asking questions about me, which I was like, not even talking about himself. All I learned is that he drove a cab before he was an actor, and I thought that was cool. And so I made a joke, and I said, is that how you picked out this house to where you live in right now?
Yeah, right.
And like a drive-by, and he was very sweet. I was sad when he passed away, but that, to me, it was one of my biggest,
That's huge.
absolute biggest highlights. I couldn't even believe it.
That's huge. Yeah, he's I never met him personally, but that's a great story. But yeah, he's from Massachusetts, and they did a lot of like tributes, science museum, a lot of science stuff because of Star Trek and all that stuff. But yeah, he was also a singer.
Yeah,
he had like albums and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know about that, but I didn't know about his photography till later, and I'm like, oh my god, he does that as a side thing too.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
that was just crazy. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's one of my another cool one, which wasn't even an acting thing. Is so there those reenactment shows where they kill the people and find their body and stuff.
Unsolved mystery.
That kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So
love that stuff.
The lead actress was allergic to latex, so they needed somebody that had a similar body type to her, similar height and everything, so that they could make a mold of her hands, feet, and then the trunk of the body.
Okay.
So I got selected, and I go to the special effects thing in the valley, right? And they got like people's heads, and you just have to be not shy because there's 4 guys standing around, and they have to do this thing because it dries really fast, right?
Right.
So they make the trunk of my body, and then they make 2 sets of hands and 2 sets of feet on each one, right? Because when the axe comes down, it's gonna be my hands, right? So they said, and they were really cool, and I wasn't even supposed to get lunch, but they said, you want lunch? And they treated me to lunch. They were so cool. Nice big paycheck too for that. And they said, do you want us to call you when we're done doing the special effects so you can see what it looks like?
Yeah.
So I came back 2 weeks later, and they had like my trick of my body was like you could see like rib cage, and it looked like decayed body that they find buried in the dirt. That was pretty cool to me.
I know a dude that works in SFX. The stuff they do is insane.
Oh, it's
insane.
Crazy cool.
And he meets all types of people. I haven't talked to him in a while, but yeah, he does all that stuff. And he showed me one day, and I was like, whoa, what the heck? Like, these are all these people. But yeah, that's a crazy story. See, I want to explain to our audience, and I don't want to get too deep into the funny stuff, because working in entertainment, 99.9% of people have just no experience. Like they've never made it. They've never been on TV. They've never, But nowadays, with there's so many streaming platforms, YouTube, this show, is this has an audience. Believe it or not,
it does. We're not just
talking to the shadow. We're not just echo chamber in the basement. Believe it or not, Tomiko, people watch this crap.
Oh wow! Okay,
people
awesome.
do watch this crap. And it's medium budget. I'd say it's low budget, but whatever. Stop exposing the basement. Look at this backdrop we got. Look at this. Anyway, you have a unique skill, and this is something that I want to tap before it gets too late and people shut the show off. You are, first of all, in incredible shape, but you learned a trade that not many people know. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Do you think the audience can guess what it is? Because this is always a shocker when I tell people when I'm on the airplane.
I wish we were live, but we're not live, but yeah.
So I do wrestling. Okay.
Oh
my God, yeah. I do wrestling, and it all because I moved to LA and my physique. This person approached me and said, I would like to teach you how to do pro wrestling.
In the gym? They came up to you?
No, it was just some random email I got. I noticed your physique from my modeling stuff.
Okay.
And I think you'd be a really awesome wrestler, and I'd like to teach you pro wrestling. And I went, that sounds great. And he got a group of girls. And this guy had a wrestling ring in his backyard. No, it was a wrestling ring in his backyard in the sun. It's hot. Like you imagine the summertime. Hot as heck on that
right.
And so I became a group of I think there were 6 of us that they were training to do this pro wrestling stuff. So I was taking my acting class, and so I came up with this idea. I wanted to be this wrestling character, and I'm kind of cocky and everything. So I go, well, I need some feed. I need a wrestling match. So I asked, can I use your ring, and can I bring some friends to be audience members and everything? And
this sounds like something me and my buddies in high school would do.
So I totally, and it was like backyard wrestling.
I'm Deacon the Dragon.
So I paid the actors, starving actors, right? They're always starving. So I got this huge Subway sandwich thing, and drinks and stuff for them.
Got the 6
and I made signs and stuff, and then I was going to be the heel, the bad guy, and then this girl went by Tommy Gun, and I had the tags, I had the the
Did you wear like a fedora? Like were you like
the
that 1920s?
But I had like the like fatigue look, you know, with the bikini kind of thing, little jacket.
Because you got to be sexy, I guess.
Yeah, and so I was a heel and I was mean and stuff, and then the crowd, they have to boo at me, and
nice.
You know, and it was really fun, and we did this whole little like 5-minute like wrestling thing where she ends up winning, and then I have a fit and.
Yeah. I got robbed.
Yeah, exactly. And so I had to show this in my acting class as part of my like a project.
Your
like
teacher was like, he's trying to teach you Shakespeare, and you're coming in with Vince McMahon stuff.
It was a lot. I mean, everybody had a good time. It was really fun.
That's hilarious.
And then I actually took it to a professional editor to edit it.
Nice. And he put like lightning bolts and music.
Oh, he just put in like he edited it really well, putting in the audience where it was appropriate, and he did a really nice job. But yeah, I actually went to an editing studio and sat there with him with this project.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you ever do Glow?
I have a friend who has done Glow.
Glow was huge.
Hollywood invited us.
That was my girl.
Yeah,
that was my girl.
My friend. Yeah.
Oh my God, she was so hot in the. Oh my God.
We're supposed to be doing a match together sometime for LFC.
So you're still active?
Oh yeah. I'm still doing this.
All right.
I'm still doing this.
Yeah, Hollywood invite that. Now, oh my God. Now you're taking me back to when I was a little kid. Oh my God. Yeah, they were hot. They were definitely hot, for sure.
She still is hot.
Big hair, like up to here, you know?
Yeah, she's still, like, moving along. They promote the heck out of it. But, yeah, me and her are supposed to fight each other. And actually, we have a guy, an artist, drawing a picture of the two of us fighting each other. Like,
nice.
This thing, and we're doing a podcast for that, believe it or not. You know,
I mean, tight show. The basement has to compete with that one. For sure. But yeah, did you ever do any like, given your skill set, did you ever do any like stunt work or anything like that? Like, you know how to take a fall?
Oh, I can take a fall. Yeah, I've had it for independent films, you know, indies.
Right. Oh my God.
Where I had to take a fall or whatever. Yeah, I've done a ton of those. So yeah, I was able to kind of tell them I can do my own stunt work. So that really helped a lot.
I have a great question for you, and I have a story too. First time you were recognized in public?
Oh man. Okay. Okay. I was at the Aria of all places.
What's that, in Vegas?
Yeah, hotel and casino in the sports book.
Okay.
And I was with a friend of mine that doesn't know that I do the wrestling thing, so it's funny. And this guy,
your secret identity.
This guy works there,
real?
and he goes, Tomiko, oh my God, Tomiko, and he comes running up to me. He goes, I'm your biggest fan. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And these people are looking at me. I mean, because there's a lot of people in the sports. They're looking at me like, who is she?
And now they want photos for no reason.
Yeah, no reason at all. People are taking pictures, you know, and I'm like, oh. It was pretty neat, though, to be recognized that way. When you're not at an event where you would be recognized just randomly.
Right.
Straight.
You're not at like an autograph signing session.
Yeah. And
giving out
8x10s
and, you know, that stuff.
Yeah, and I had someone that worked at the airport that found out I was there and found where I was located, because I was on my social media saying at the airport, ready to. They found my gate. They found my gate.
Oh my God!
And they worked baggage or something, and
they took a break.
They found me, and they came running up. That was another time.
I have a couple encounters, like. One, like, because when I did the some of the fashion stuff, I was in the catalog. And it was you know, when you're in entertainment, like, and you're young, like now I don't really. If somebody sees the Man on the Basement, I'd be shocked. But when you're young, you want to be recognized, or you think. My biggest fans from like the modeling and the TV and the commercials and stuff.
Right.
All gay men.
I believe it.
They loved me. They loved, like, I was like, oh, okay, you know, because I was, you know, West Village, New York. Like, that's where most of the stuff happened, you know. So, I was huge in, like, the gay community.
That's amazing, though.
I didn't care. I didn't care. But as a young man, you want girls, you know, like in your 20s and stuff. No, they didn't care at all. It was all gay men that were my fans. And
that's awesome. I love it.
I mean, but it's like shocking because I'm thinking, I'm coming from Boston, right? I'm moving to New York. Oh man, because this was like that time, like 90210.
Oh right.
You know,
yeah.
Like all these beautiful girls. They didn't care at all. Gay dudes were my biggest. Like then when I started doing comedy, the audience was 80% gay men.
Oh, that's amazing.
And they all wanted photos and silly stuff. And I was like, I never did anything, but I was like, wow, this is not what I expected. I was expecting, you know, like Jennifer Love Hewitt to be in the audience. You know, like, all these like hot chicks. So yeah. And then in Japan, when I was doing comedy and shows in Japan, it was like older women.
Oh,
like,
okay.
You know, and
the Cougars.
Yeah, you know, I guess you could call it that. But they didn't want to like. I mean, not that I would, but it was just like they wanted the picture with the tall white guy. That's what they wanted. They didn't want to like do anything with you. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's interesting how. And then when I was out in LA, okay, you see a celebrity, maybe once a month, maybe, you know. I was at a park, and at the time I was doing these commercials, and it was a homeless guy that recognized me. He's like, "You're the guy!"
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, in a way, I was like, this is my first sighting. And I was totally cool with the guy. I had like Gatorade on me and like a couple snacks, and I just gave it to him. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you're that guy. I don't know, maybe he was just working me, but he knew the commercial that I was in, so it was pretty shocking.
Oh, that's amazing.
But yeah,
Still.
because there's so many out here. My neighbor could be a celebrity for all I know.
Oh, you want to hear something funny?
Go
So
for it.
The movie Hangover.
Yeah.
So I'm not even like. I'm on the thing for maybe 3 seconds, like because I was looking at the set and how to do it.
That's
and
big time.
3 seconds in front of the principal, so I'm in focus.
You're with
and
Owen.
everything.
Who's in that?
Oh.
Owen Wilson? Is that him?
There's like there was the funny guy was outside where the old it's on the way to Vegas.
Oh right. Oh, it's
and I was like, nice ride.
Bradley
blah, blah, blah.
Cooper. Bradley
yes,
Cooper.
you come in. So Bradley Cooper and the other 2 guys, the guy that was the dentist, I can't think of his name right now, and then the other guy. So the 3 of them are right behind me in
Zach
line.
Galifianakis.
We're buying stuff or whatever. So I'm like, I didn't tell anybody because I'm like, it's not a big deal. Probably won't even make it into the movie anyway. So my brother is in the movie theater and he's watching The Hangover. And he comes that scene and he stands up and he goes, "That's my sister," you know, and he freaked out. I have so many people randomly that email me. To this day, still.
About that one.
Were you in The Hangover? And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me.
Yeah, right. That's a funny thing too about entertainment is some people. I've been in so many garbage films, I mean, complete. I'm like drunk on set. Like I'm just like this thing sucks. You know, because. A lot of people, you were in The Hangover for 3 seconds, right?
3 seconds, yeah.
You were probably on set for like 15 hours.
Oh, yeah. And I was only there, I was hired to actually just drive my car to be a mood for the when they were driving. I wasn't even supposed to be on the set doing anything. I was just nosy, and then the director saw me and said, "Hey, come over here."
Right. So a lot of people don't know. 3 seconds means 15 hours. So you had mentioned indies and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So this is when I was in New York, young, and what you do when you're on set is you find a buddy, like somebody you get along with, somebody you share common interests, and you're like, this script sucks, you know, and you start like ragging on, or you hit on chicks or whatever. Like that's typically how it goes. You either sexually harass or you know, I never did, but you know what I mean. So I met this guy. I was in this horror movie. It was actually.
Oh, those are the best.
No, they're not.
I love those. Horror films are the best.
Oh my god! It wasn't a horror film. It was a horrible film. That's what I call it. So I met this guy. We were about the same age. We were in like our mid-20s. He was super cool, and we got a break. I was dressed as the Grim Reaper. That was my character.
Okay.
I don't know. It was stupid, and I guess I was like the main character, but I hated the film so much. So we go out, and this kid's cool, and we get like a bottle of Jack Daniels, and then we go to Burger King, and we get like a large Diet Coke.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, you were not doing
Yeah,
that. No.
So now I'm supposed to be. So we're going back and forth. Come on, I was young. We're going back and forth. We're on set for so long, and I'm the Grim Reaper, so I'm supposed to be scary.
Oh gosh.
But you know me, I'm kind of a funny guy. So I'm like dying laugh, and now I'm kind of a little bit
sauced.
Yeah. I botched every scene. I was just like because
Gosh.
Yeah. But that was a bad. I didn't hurt anybody or anything, but that was like an example of entertainment. This'll happen if you're out there. If you're a young actor, you're gonna meet me, and you're gonna be like, this guy sucks, But I didn't chew up any scenery. I didn't make anyone's day longer. I shot myself in the foot, basically. But the movie was trash. Never went anywhere. I think it was like direct to YouTube. But yeah, did you ever have any on-set shenanigans?
You know what?
Or did some guy sexually harass you or like make you uncomfortable? Because that's part of the game, kids.
Well, I had a casting couch situation that happened, and I had to contact my manager and say, man, the guy.
See, I never did
everything, and then it was like he was in a bathrobe when I showed up, and it was at his house, and it was just really shady.
Okay, if that happens,
it was
run,
shady.
Run away.
And I was young, and I was like, what is going on here? And then I realized it, and I called my manager and said, hey, this guy just...
it was a different world.
Pulled something out. You get my drift.
Yeah, got you. 80s, 90s, early 2000s, it was the wild, wild west.
Oh.
People would do... Dude, I had a guy I went to a go-see. Remember I told you who's my number one fan?
Yeah.
Was gay men.
Uh-huh.
Went to a go-see. Now, people think this is only indicative of men on women. Men are off. I think men are they're terrible. And gay men, as much as I like them, I went to the go-see, and the guy did the same thing to me.
Oh.
He's like, do you want this job?
Yeah, basically that's what they say.
Then do this job.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I was so young. I was like, do I hit this guy? Like, do I run away? I just grabbed my portfolio and I took off. I was like, damn. And then, of course, you're traumatized. And you like now I'm saying it on the Man in the Basement. But now I'm old enough that I'm warning people.
Yeah.
But when you're of that age...
Oh, yeah.
You don't want your friends to be like, you're gay. And I'm like, no, I didn't do it, So, yeah. God. I'm glad the industry has changed a little. Like, people are more mindful of...
I think so, too.
Hurting somebody, But, yeah, when we were coming up, it was common. It was real common, And I'm glad these people are being... Because now they're afraid of, like, lawsuits. Canceling, all this...
Exactly.
Public humiliation. But in our day, nobody...
You're all hush-hush, you don't say anything.
Nobody... You want to work again... Remember I said with the...
work again in town or...
With the Abercrombie things, they put on this wrestling outfit. And I was like, immediately Spider Sense was like, get out. What's the movie... Amityville Horror, get out. That was going on. And the first thing my agent said is like, what did you do? Like he was accusing me.
Yeah.
And I was like, nothing. They put me on a bus and I went home. And he goes, exactly, you didn't do anything? I was like, wow, you guys are sick, man. You guys are sick. And that's why, I don't know if you watched last week's episode, this young pretty girl was on the show and she wants to be a model, and I'm like I don't want to throw cold water on hot coals, but at the same time I'm like, if you were my daughter, I would do anything to get you out of this industry, Because when they're young,
you're just
you'll do
so
anything.
Naive. You're just naive.
She came into the basement.
Yeah.
I was like, what if I was a bad guy?
Didn't know you?
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
man. Oh. At least I know I could beat you up.
Yeah, you could take me.
Yeah, I
for
could
sure.
take you for sure
For
if
sure.
something went down. But
yeah, I said it on the episode. I don't know if you probably haven't watched it, but I said immediately after this episode, you have to post on Instagram that you're safe. Like, I don't want like last known whereabouts.
was at the basement.
The basement, yeah.
Wherever that is.
Yeah, right. He's a creep. No, I'm not. I'm actually the opposite. I was like, immediately call your parents, take a picture of my license plate. I don't care, But yeah, that's how gullible the industry makes people.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, look at you, like you did commercials, modeling. I saw one of your spreads from like Europe or something where you're like showing your body. It was pretty impressive. Do you remember that?
Which one was it?
I don't know. It was like a industrial, but you anyway. The point is, you look good, and you did the pro wrestling stunt where if you're out there watching The Basement, you got to understand. There's a very few select, the Brad Pitts, the Leonardo. They're selected, okay? Most people like Tomiko and I, we've done it all.
Yeah,
we've done it all.
You have to you have to be versatile. If you have a little bit more if you have several baskets with several eggs in it, if this is slow over here, you always have this. So you kind of keep it all in entertainment, and you become well-rounded that way. And that's the only reason why I'm still working pretty solidly, is because I've got a lot of eggs and a lot of baskets.
You just nailed it on the head. That was it for me. I went to New York, did the modeling, and I was like, okay, I'm getting, this is drying up.
Yeah, exactly. It will dry up.
Because I was going to go-sees, and they were like, we have 100 tall white guys. Like, we can't use you. See, that's what you're eventually...
Lots of rejection.
Yeah,
you have to have a strong backbone for this industry,
and I'm like,
too.
damn, I got to pay rent, I want to work. So then I got picked up with the, what's it called? Soap opera. I don't even know if they exist anymore.
Oh, God, do they?
I don't know.
Are they even around anymore?
But they were popular.
Yeah, I don't even think...
I don't know. But yeah, so I started doing the soap opera. But I was like the buddy. Like, I wasn't the main guy.
Did you get to do this number?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how they like go to commercial and you like go like this?
Yeah. Come on, Jeremy, we gotta go. Like that. Yeah. And you're on set for that was 15 hours on set for that one line.
Oh, and then did you have like several episodes? Because I've worked before, and it was like they shot 3 episodes or something.
And sometimes they bring me on, like, I don't know, they were just, because if you see my headshot, I'll show you. Like, I was a good-looking guy, but then they bring me back on, and they're like, okay, in this episode, you're the fireman. And I was like, hold on, wait, I was just Jeremy.
Isn't someone going to recognize
you? Seriously. And I come back on, and I was like the EMT driver or something. I was like, oh, wait, I was just a fireman. How many jobs do I have? I have 100.
So true.
I have 100 jobs.
You know, the last time I worked it, because I got there way early, and I was going to be a nurse, but not the main character nurse. I was another nurse that just does a walkthrough or whatever. They thought I was the lead nurse, and they handed me a script and put me in hair and makeup right away. So I'm sitting there going, oh God, I got to memorize some lines really quick. So I'm like,
shit, I got to work. Damn.
And then the real one shows up.
They're like, give me that.
And she was horrible, and so I was on set watching it. She was just like, you know how sometimes they don't even look like they're with it or whatever. She was like off
probably
somewhere,
was
a little La La Land thing.
Probably on like Oxy or something. Yeah.
Oh, it was so freaking hilarious. I could have done a better job than her. I was like, you should have just switched it back.
But I remember this soap opera. They'd call me in every so often. And I was like, oh, wait, I'm Jeremy. I'm like this guy's buddy. And they're like, no, you're Fireman O'Keefe. And I'm like, okay, I guess. I'm just trying to pay rent. Like, I don't care. But that, like you said, eggs in many baskets.
Yeah.
That's what led me to comedy. Because comedy I could do every night. There's so many shows in New York. And then I had my own show. And that was where I really kind of took off. I was performing all the time, And believe it or not, there's a demand for this crap, stories like this. Not many people have these stories. So yeah, that's kind of, and then I was in Japan.
Yeah.
And I was popular in Japan. Look at the picture behind you,
oh yeah,
Japanese.
Yeah.
Kanji
there.
Yeah. That was a popular show. So yeah, what like Tomiko said, you gotta just keep moving the thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you like entertainment, then you could actually be successful in entertainment, but you just have to be able to move around to different aspects of it to keep moving.
Like I'm always impressed with you, with the pro wrestling and the modeling and everything, and then you can do stunt work, and then also I wanna word to the wise. I feel stupid telling people what to do, but write your own stuff, write your own script. Be active in that. Don't just show up and be like, do other. Because I just told you the horror movie, it was awful. I could have wrote something in the shower better than that, So and look at it. Now I have a basement and I have a show, and it's better than most productions. Also check out this show, Age Gap Podcast. Me and my boy Luke Kang do it. It's awesome. Good show. Tomiko, before we go out, is there anything you want to promote, pump, let people know, little advice, anything about you?
Well, if you're curious about me, you can go check out my Instagram. It's just my name, Tomiko 1, because there's only one Tomiko out there. Well, actually, it's because I couldn't get just Tomiko. There's a lot of Tomikos out there. Who would think that? Or if you want to check out my Facebook, which could be pretty boring, Tomiko 1's a little more interesting, but I go by my first name, Tomiko Perry. You can find me on Facebook.
Cool. Any shows coming out? Check out LFC.
Yeah, LFC. I've got we haven't talked about dates yet, but we're going to 10 different Indian casinos sometime in the fall.
Can you still say Indian casino?
I don't know if that's technically
on this show correct, it's fine. This show it's fine.
But yeah, and I don't have any clue because I haven't gotten to schedule, and I'm definitely not going to be on a bus for a month. I will opt to fly to the locations that I need to be at.
For sure.
But yeah, that's what I got coming up.
All right, terrific, great stuff, Tomiko. Thanks for being on the show. As always, you can send. This is how old I am. I don't know how to edit, so I go Deacon Cassidy 00013 @gmail.com. Always hit me up. Man in the Basement. Questions, comments, anything. Thank you so much, Tomiko. As always, folks, stay tuned. Peace. What?